The little one.
Welcome to the Community Redevelopment Agency, Monday, February 24th. Let's call the meeting to order. Say our Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item, approval of the minutes. Does anybody have any comments on the minutes or would like to make a motion? Yes, ma'am?
I just had one small correction. I think in the comment section, the very end, one of my comments said that the commissioners don't show up. I believe I had said they cannot always show up. That's it. Thank you.
Anybody else?
We have no cups today.
Somebody make a motion?
Make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Great. We will move on to disclosure of conflicts of interest. Does anybody need to disclose anything? Nope. Okay, great. We have a comment section for members of the public. If anybody would like to speak, I see Dan Lancome is here, as well as Court Weisletter. You have 3 minutes to speak. Please state your name and speak into the microphone.
Hello, how you doing?
Good.
I'm Dan Larkham. I'm asking a question about the public sewer system that I guess started back in February 2023. We had purchased property on Kingfish on the south side of Salerno Road. And we know that Jack Avenue's got sewer there, and we're just curious to know when this project is actually going to come down Kingfish.
Yes, sir, you and lots of other folks as well. Right now, the project is not funded. So as soon as we, or I should say, Utilities Department gets that funding, then we'll be able to give you a more exact response.
Now, is that the grant that's over and above the project?
They are waiting on a grant for that project, yes.
But that is just to lower our cost to connect. Is that correct? The 12.5 mil?
The project cost, whatever the project cost, I don't know, $25 million, whatever it is, and that's a piece of it. So we have to have all of the funding before they can go out and get bids and construct.
Okay, so how did Jack Avenue get public sewer?
I don't know, sir. You'd have to ask Utilities.
Who do I need to speak to?
You could speak with Leo Rapetti.
Leo? Mm-hmm. Okay. Is there a direct number or an email or?
I believe his direct number is 320-3065.
Got that one memorized, huh?
How about that?
320-3065-772, correct?
Correct.
Impressive.
And that's Leo?
Leo, L-E-O, Rapetti, R-E-P-E-T-T-I.
Okay, now, I thought David Duncan, I got on your website, and David Duncan, I guess, was.
You could also speak with him.
Okay, I've emailed several times, I have not gotten a response. So, can I visit him personally, or direct?
That is certainly up to you.
You can. I can tell you what I've heard. The builder that was on Jack had paid a bunch of impact fees and whatever it was that initiated that possibility for them to have sewer. The builder.
So what
paid
we're
into
saying
that.
is none of this is funded, and we have no idea when this is gonna happen.
Until we get, the plans are in place, I can tell you that. At least we wouldn't have to wait for that. But until we get approval for the grant or know what we're approved for, there's no proceeding.
Down the road, then.
Oh, I'm hoping not, but I can tell you our last NSC meeting, we're trying to do an email blast, trying to get as many people to email our representatives so that we can hopefully try to encourage a response. Plus with the fact that there's some freezes on grant right now through the federal level, I don't know if that's an indication as to why. I have no clue as to why we still haven't gotten an answer because we were supposed to find out December.
So the base fund has been funded, the base project's been funded.
Chair, that has been 3 minutes.
Yeah. Oh. Sorry. So basically, there's no answer in sight. Very good, thank you.
You have the email again, Susan?
What email?
Leo's.
Leo's.
I,
Oh,
oh,
yes.
I don't know.
Yes, I'll pull it up. I can get it to you.
I have another speaker, Court. You have 3 minutes if you'd speak, state your name and.
Hey, guys. Cortland Weissleader, how are you? So I'm excited about some projects in the eastern end of Southeast Bridge Road in Hobe Sound. I bought a building down there in September, and then I just bought a close last month on a 0.72 acres on a corner lot, again, downtown Southeast Bridge. I've read through the 60-page CRA for Hobe Sound that REG put together a year or two ago. Walkable, pedestrian-friendly community, shooting for this goal in 6 different design types. My question is, there's 10 units per acre, which I believe from a residential standpoint that you guys allow, and then there's certain parking ratios. So I'm looking to build a mixed-use project with some townhomes and then some restaurant/retail. Do you ever allow any exceptions to the rules in regards to number of units per acre in downtown Hobe Sound in the CRA district? Yeah, I have Cutler Herring and I've got REG on my team, and we're going to be submitting some applications shortly. So just seeing, again, pedestrian-friendly, boutique-y, walkable area. It seems like in your CRA manual. Do you ever make exceptions to number of units per acre?
You'll have to take it to the CRA liaison and really talk more about it. We can't really answer that question right here.
Okay.
I can tell you there is alternative compliance, however, there is no alternative compliance for density or height.
Yeah.
So you would not be able to get a waiver for that.
Okay.
But you can talk to Jana Cox, I believe you already have.
Yes, I have actually.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Where is she?
She's right there.
Oh, hey, Jen. Hey, hi, Court. Yeah, good to see you. I
You
talked
could-
over the phone.
You could also explore half units.
Yes, exactly. So he said we could go half units and go to like 16, I guess.
Yeah, you've got REG and Cutler and Hearing, they should be able to direct you and guide you.
Okay, I want to introduce myself. Looking to buy some more stuff there, so hopefully work with you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other members of the public want to speak? Okay, we'll move on to presentations. CRA Capital Project Review.
Good afternoon, Chair and board members. Susan Corres, Office of Community Development. We're going to talk a little bit about capital projects. As always, I'll go through a few. Feel free to ask any questions about any of them. Those that I'm going to point out today are Old Palm City. So both the Cornell Ave improvements and the Waterfront Passive Park, both of those design, conceptual, engineering scopes have been agreed upon with CapTech. So that is going to start very soon for design and engineering. So we'll be able to get a lot of information from that. And also Port Salerno has a few projects that are moving along fairly quickly. Park Drive improvements, Ferrer Construction's contract was approved by the board on February 11th. I don't know exactly when the project will begin. The substantial completion, according to the contract, is 210 days, calendar days. But we won't know how the project will move along until they have a pre-construction meeting and all the contracts are signed and sealed. So that hasn't happened quite yet, but that's moving along. New Monrovia Park improvements, our next step is 100% design, which is great. Yes. Right? Yeah. And New Monrovia neighborhood improvements, that will be 60% design, our next step on that one, and unpaved roadways, 30%. So those are the projects that have actually moved along since last month, but we're happy to talk with answer any questions.
Susan, on the unpaved roads, I want to make sure, we of course still have 43rd and Fields moving, and then we're going to discuss for future unpaved roads later, correct?
So I believe when Joy did CIP with the NAC last week, that the 48th Street was not something that we were moving forward with. Is that correct, Joy? That's correct. Yeah.
Not with this one, correct? Okay. I just wanted to make sure we're not delaying this one since we've been waiting.
No, 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 that was put, I think, Jamie, it was a potential.
Yeah.
And I think the NAC decided to recommend the Dixie Park as opposed to that one.
You mean the Fields and 43rd?
No, the Dixie Park project. We had put in some money for that because that's a public works project that we're gonna kind of glom onto.
Right, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But still moving forward with the Fields and 43rd.
Yes, that's on our list.
I just saw Murray added in there. That's why I thought that was odd. Murray Street.
Did I make a mistake? Sorry.
To Murray Street. Yeah, it doesn't connect to Murray. Oh, I think I know what you're talking about now. Now I know. It's the other end. That's probably why you
Did it say
added the Murray.
from Murray Street?
Now I got it. Okay. Got it. Okay.
Is Murray Street at all involved in this?
I think they're going to connect to it and repave a little bit of what's
Sorry
destroyed.
about that. Well,
Now I have
I'll fix that.
clarification. Thank you.
So it's not confusing.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Anything else?
Yes.
I have nothing else unless there's any other questions on capital projects.
Yes,
Please
ma'am.
look at this way because you know I'm going to ask a question.
I heard a little peep out of my,
She makes a little movement, you know.
When we start in El Camino,
So unfortunately, still waiting on the grant. We're weighing our options, you know, Sadia, because there's this whole federal upheaval. And a lot of projects and a lot of grants have gotten caught in that, and that is one of them, unfortunately. But hopefully we'll have some news soon. It's still moving along. We're ready to go. So I wish I had better news on that. I wish I could say construction starts this day, but I can't.
what is this about 14th of November or something?
That's when we had our ribbon cutting. Groundbreaking.
It's November? Oh my God, we are.
Right.
Okay, I keep praying.
Never hurts.
any other questions for Susan? Thanks. Their next item is the fiscal year 2025 marketing and communication report.
And I'm not sure quite how to manage that.
Good afternoon, Elise Rafa, Community Development Coordinator. Here to present the Communications Outreach Report from November of 2024 through February of this year. So as always, we started off with our goals, which are to enhance communication, boost community engagement, specifically with the NACs, and highlight CRA investment program success stories and opportunities. That last one will change depending on projects, but right now, trying to get more applicants for that program has been a goal so far. So speaking of El Camino, in November, we did have our groundbreaking. The initiatives there were a dedicated webpage, interactive bilingual project signage, email campaigns, social media, and media submissions. We sent a total of 7,706 emails with an open rate of 42.73%. Just for perspective, the average open rate for emails within our industry is between 30 and 40%, so we're above average. Yay! We also were featured on the Florida Redevelopment Association website and social channels for our groundbreaking, and our reel had over 1,000 views. So here it is, if we have volume, I don't know. Probably not. I wish it did. Oh, well.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, I mean,
Sorry.
Oh.
Somebody must have done that somewhere else.
Yeah.
They heard you.
They heard us.
Like the Wizard of Oz, you know, behind the curtain.
I like the music. Don't worry.
So on our next slide, again, just wanted to highlight the project signage related to this. It was fun where folks can go to our main sign that's here at the park, and they can scan a QR code that leads them to smaller signs that say, hey, this is the future of our shared use pathway, our fitness area. So I really loved that we were able to do bilingual signage. So I also want to give a shout out to Naomi and her husband for helping me translate.
Team effort.
Yes. Moving forward, enhancing communication. Ripple was featured in the December 2024 issue of Stewart Magazine, which is pretty epic. Beautiful photos, great article. They have 13,500 subscribers, and they have 6,500 that are distributed throughout select newsstands. So great feature for Ripple and this project and our Palm City CRA. Okay, so boosting community engagement with NAC meetings. We're continuing our 3-point touch strategy of the announcement, reminder, and then our community pulse e-blast. So in total, we've sent, and this has also since changed, but when I had to pull this report, so 24,269 emails, an average open rate of 49.56%, again, above average, so we're really happy about that. And on the bottom here, we had some feedback. You know, our newsletter is most informative. Thank you for doing this. Really like this email and the key updates, and then just saying thanks. So happy about that. Boosting community engagement in regards to architectural design standards. We continued our communication with targeted email campaigns, direct phone calls. Additionally, the topic was featured on our countywide podcast called 2MC, where they were talking about it. So a total of 5,706 emails were sent with an open rate of 52.60%. So investment program success stories and opportunities as part of highlighting, you know, what we're doing. We had 50 trifold brochures mailed with an invitation letter to our Hope Sound CRA. And we launched a new initiative since November with MCTV and produced 2 completion report videos and interviews that had the before and after highlights. They live on YouTube, and I know that you all have seen them. So really great. We're excited to continue partnering with MCTV to do these videos, and they, yeah, really tell the story well. And that's all I have. If you have any questions, comments?
Thank you. Guys?
I just would love to get some brochures.
Some investment program brochures?
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
get them
thank
to
you. There's one in particular we've been talking about, the fence. That I would love to reach out to them with it.
Absolutely. Okay, and
Thank you.
Anybody else? Thanks. guys.
thank you.
Next item is a new business, the CRA Golden Gate Landscape Vision Plan Pilot Project.
Good afternoon, Joy Puerta, Community Development Program Manager. So I'm here today to discuss the Golden Gate Landscape Vision. The main purpose is to improve visibility, follow traffic standards, and reduce costs, which I'll discuss later in the presentation. But the areas for consideration are the medians along Dixie Highway between Indian Street and Jefferson, the side streets, Bonita, Clayton, Delmar Street between Dixie and Birch, and then there's an unpaved area on Birch Street that we'd like to do a landscape walkway. This slide is an actual blow-up of the side streets, so you can kind of get a feel of where we are. Side streets, again, are Bonita, Clayton, and Delmar, and you'll see the, do we have like a, how do I point to this? And then we have a unpaved, will they be able to see that if I see the cursor?
see it.
Yeah.
Right here, the unpaved roadway, Birch Road, is where we'd like to put like a landscape walkway through, just to kind of complete the circulation for pedestrians. then you're probably going to ask, why? Why are we doing this? Because we do have landscaping out there already. There's 3 reasons. We would like to do the landscaping improvements along Dixie and the other streets for the following reasons. The goal is to enhance safety, comply with the regulations, and reduce costs. This is also, it would be a pilot project that we could use in other CRAs if this is successful. The key safety concerns is blocked visibility at intersections and crossings out there. Drivers need a clear line of sight to make turns and merge safely. Pedestrians must be seen in time for drivers to stop. At 30 miles per hour, 250 feet is needed to stop correctly, and at 45, it's 360 feet. So pedestrian safety is a big concern out there. Landscaping and street furniture should not block pedestrians from view. Guidelines usually recommend 10 to 20 feet clear sight from crosswalks. During the last year, I know that traffic and field ops have been out there consistently, been probably noticing removing trees in the area where those pedestrian signals are. So it has been an issue, and they're trying to rectify it. Trees can create shadows at night, making it hard for drivers to see, and heavy rain and overgrown plants further reduce visibility. Poor plant choices grow too fast. That also blocks sight lines and requires constant trimming. To solve this part with the safety, using low-profile plants under 30 inches near the crossing. Trimmed tree canopy should be a clear 7 feet for clear views, and keeping the shrubs, signs, and barriers out of key sight zones. The second part about compliance with safety standards, designing mid-block crossings and road landscaping, you must follow important national safety guidelines. These include AASHTO, the American Association of State Highway and Transportation Officials, FHWA, which is the Federal Highway Administration, and then you've got the MUTCD, which is the Manual on Uniform Traffic Control Devices, and then there's NACTO, which is a National Association of City Transportation Officials. And I'm going to quiz you all on these acronyms after this.
Can you tell she worked for the MPO? Does anyone know what that stands for? It's a test. MPO, okay. If you don't, find out.
So these rules ensure clear visibility for drivers and pedestrians, allowing them time to react and move safely. Many of the proposed changes will align with these standards if we do move forward with this project. The third reason, long-term cost and maintenance considerations. Overgrown plants block visibility and require constant trimming. This means high labor costs, more equipment use, and traffic disruptions. Also, some plants don't survive due to the poor soil, too much sun, or water needs. Dead plants require frequent replacements, wasting money. Another one is every time a crew works on landscaping, lane closures causing delays occur. Extra costs for traffic control adds up. Increased risks of accident and liability. Blocked sight lines can cause accidents and legal risks to the county. Solution would be the low-profile, drought-resistant plants under 30 inches. It keeps the canopies trimmed, starting at the 7 feet above ground. Avoid planting shrubs or barrier near any of the crosswalks. And this would all reduce maintenance costs and safety risks. So I'm looking for a motion today to approve the design of the landscape vision plan that will ensure better visibility, fewer hazards, and long-term savings. Does anybody have any questions for this
I
plan?
do. What about Indian Street? Because the plan and the landscape you did next to the sign is not working.
Some of the low shrubs in front of the,
Yeah. Well, take a look at it and you'll find out. I mean, it's no flower, and I mean, and it covers the sign. I worked so hard on that side. I even
It's hard to find something that
but even,
looks nice that isn't going to cover where it says established. The Golden Gate part is very visible.
I know, but it's covering what year is it and all that. I got suggestion, you could take the sign and lift it up a little bit, and I don't care what. It's not that hard to do.
I guess we could look into see if the sign could be raised, get a sign company out there and look at it. I'm seriously
I don't know.
optimistic about it, but I could,
We could look at it.
And I
check
think
into
there's
that.
some regulations where that one is located, right? On how high you can lift it.
Well, I'm sure there
Yeah.
are for lots of them, yeah, and that one's right on Indian Street, so probably. There's some sort of a site.
yeah, we've already taken out some of the landscaping in front of the sign, so what's left is the smallest shrubs that are out there. So they have to continuously trim them. The other solution would be to remove it entirely and put side back. So,
Whatever works. We just want that sign to be shown.
any other questions?
Can you show us on the map exactly where you were talking about again? Sorry.
Let's see. All right, so you have Dixie Highway between Indian and Jefferson, all the medians that are along there. And then the three side streets that have a curb and gutter section, they've got bulb outs out there. It's, a lot of the trees were planted in the wrong place. There's power lines out there. So Field Ops is constantly not hacking the trees, but trying to preserve the trees the best they can. But they really need to be looked at and have a new landscaping scheme out there.
So if I could add a few things, one of the reasons why this project is coming forward is Dixie Highway and the medians, because we want it to be as safe as possible, and I know that that was a project that we all supported for many years. So that's how it kind of started, was our conversations with Field Ops and how we could help make that a little safer and also have it look nice, because a lot of the trees were removed. Some of them were the wrong plants. We have a horticulturalist on staff, and she and her team are amazing, and they pretty much know what to do where. So as always, being, CRA, we thought, well, why stop there? Let's look at what else can we do that's going to start sort of the redevelopment of the blocks in Golden Gate. And a landscape vision is certainly in the redevelopment plan, so we thought, well, let's make this a pilot project, because landscaping can really give you the feel of a place. What does it feel like? Who lives there? Are they a pedestrian? Are they walkers? Are they, what do they do? So we thought that the addition of having a little bit of a pilot project here, doing just a landscape vision for Golden Gate, along with Camino, really made a lot of sense, because it immediately then welcomes you into the neighborhood, and that's one of the things we're trying to do here. So we wanted to get this going. We did bring it to the NAC. I think that they liked it, but we wanted the CRA board to weigh in as well, because a project like this could be coming to your area soon. But just to kind of get some feedback from you, Joy is looking at doing a design for this, and we've been talking with a company called Cadence, which would be a subcontractor to one of our contractors that we have on our list, and they kind of specialize in this area, doing landscape vision that really brings out the feel of whatever place you're looking to enhance. So it's kind of a new thing that we're trying out with a sort of a different goal in mind, if you will. So that's just a little more information.
Also, if you get this pilot come to your area, remember the traffic. Lots. The traffic, I never seen it like now.
Traffic where? On Dixie?
On Dixie, I don't think they remember that they have US 1. Seriously, I used to just zip through to Walmart to somewhere. Now you have to wait and wait.
Yeah, there's no zipping anymore. That's a thing of the past.
Yeah, but it's just really a lot in our neighborhood.
Yes, Jamie?
So Susan, you answered the one question I had. How did the community respond to it? So it sounds like they were open to it. I like the idea of it being a pilot, and then if it works out, it'd be something that the other areas may be interested in.
Yeah.
So basically, you're just selecting a small area, try it out, and then we see how it rolls.
Yeah, so it, like I said, in Golden Gate, it started because of Dixie, because we needed to do something. And then we looked at what streets are already completed, if you will. So streets that have curb and gutter, streets that already have sidewalks, and those were the three.
I like the way you think.
Yeah.
Yes, you have your infrastructure and then you build.
Yeah, so we're enhancing those particular streets. And then Joy, I think it was
Yeah, and
you
then-
came up with the walkway
Yeah, with
piece.
Birch, it would connect Clayton and Belmar. It just made sense.
It just makes sense because then you have a nice sort of a whole walking area for people.
And that's public right away.
Yes.
Yeah. How about Golden Gate Avenue and Evergreen?
That will be part of the Golden Gate Neighborhood Improvements Plan that we're moving forward to build or submit for a RAISE grant that I brought to this.
If you remember, I think that was last month.
Last
She
month,
talked about
Right.
that.
I actually referred to it as the RAISE grant last month, but the government changed it 2 weeks ago to the build grant, so went back to the build grant, so.
Well,
Tomato.
need more prayer.
So this being a pilot project, other areas can have small landscape projects similarly.
Well, if this is successful, then we'll move on to
Yeah,
other
we'll see where else
CRA
we
areas.
Yeah.
could do that.
Yeah, I like it.
Keep bringing them over.
So I will need a motion.
I move.
A motion for what?
A motion to move forward.
With
The
design.
pilot
Design.
program to be able to enhance the landscaping and add the walking area.
I already said I move to.
That good?
That was good.
There's your motion.
I'll second
A
that.
motion and a second.
I just say so move.
Any conversations? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
All right, thank you.
Great, thank you.
Thanks, Joy.
So, let's see, we're on to old business. CRA agency updates.
Susan Corres, once again. So a few updates for everybody. The first thing on our list is letter to the Board of County Commissioners. If you recall, last month, we did talk about that. This board recommended that I bring back a letter, a draft letter about the CRA board being eliminated potentially. So I was doing that, and I am back without a letter for you. And the reason is that I think it's probably a timing thing, and I'm not sure that this would be a good time for us to do that. After talking with other folks in the county and looking at the situation, I'm not sure that we want to bring that. I mean, we can always do it in the future if we feel the need to, but it hasn't been brought up again, and I think that I'm working with administration and commissioners to make sure that you live. So if you would be okay with that, I would suggest that we withdraw that for the moment.
Okay. I also got a phone call, and I am very quiet now and happy.
Well, then, I don't think we need to say more.
Anybody have any comments on this?
No, but I'd like a happy phone call at some point. No, I'm good.
Mike, give your number to Jana before you leave. We'll figure that out. Okay, thank you all very much.
You need an official motion for that, or just?
Sure, why not?
Okay. Does anybody want to make a motion, we withdraw the letter?
I move to withdraw the letter. Keep it open for future if we need it.
Anybody second?
I second it.
All in
I'm
favor?
the happy one.
Anybody opposed? Great,
Thank you, Bert.
you're welcome.
Okay, CRA Capital Improvement Plan. We will be bringing that to you next month, March 24th. We'll be finished going to all of the neighborhood advisory committees early next month so that we can bring you the full plan on March 24th. And I'm telling you all of this because it's really important that all of you are here in March. We have a lot going on. So our CIP will be done in March. We're going to be taking a board picture. Yay. So everybody should remember that. We are going to be showing you the draft of our annual report, which is due to the state by the end of March, March 30th. We have to have it on our website. And I'm going to give you just a little tiny bit of what we're doing with our annual report. All of you probably have some idea because Elise has been making appointments with all of you to not only get your picture in your CRA area, but also to get a few wise words, statements, whatever it is you might like to say to the public, because our report is going to be, it's going to talk to you. So that's why we're having you do that. I don't want to give it away. I'm going to wait until next month to show you the full digital thought process behind it. But so please make sure that you give Elise a date and a time and get that done sometime in the next 3 weeks if you haven't yet. The last thing I wanted to talk to you about was we would like to start bringing you some informational items. There's a lot of things that the county does or has rules about, et cetera, et cetera. We hear a lot about it from the NACs, from members of this board as well. So we thought that maybe we'd start introducing some educational items for you as well. So for example, we've invited somebody from traffic to come and talk with us about sight triangles and crosswalks and how do they decide those things? What's the criteria for those things to happen or not to happen? Just to kind of give you a little bit more information. We'd like to bring you some information on new businesses in the CRA, who's opened up in the past year. Where are they located? How are they doing? That kind of thing. So if there's anything that you guys would like to know, any topic that you would like some education on or information on, please let me know and we'll attempt to bring that to you.
One, had to get to my email. I even bought a new computer and I still couldn't get it.
Well, I don't have an answer to that, other than
Seriously,
Dorian is your best friend.
you should come and give us how many of you can go to your email? Seriously.
The Outlook, on Outlook?
Yeah. Well, I got a new Outlook. My daughter said, let's do this and see. Didn't work.
See, we don't get new stuff, so it never goes away.
That's the answer.
1964.
So again, if you have anything else for me, let me know. And that could be anytime if you think of something or come across something. Just send me an email from the correct account. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Any questions for Susan? All right, we're on to our next comment section. If any member of the public would like to speak, they'll have 3 minutes. Just state your name. Anybody want to say anything? Okay, we're on to member comments. Any member? Yes, Rex.
Like to comment. We had a great event at Palm City Place. There's a concert in the park, and we had an unbelievable turnout. A lot of people, food trucks, drink trucks, and quite a few people. It was really nice, and I'd like to thank Commissioner Campy for putting this on. And it's supposedly going to be the third Friday of every month. So you ought to come and enjoy it. It's a very nice event.
And what time?
It starts at 6 and then the singing starts at 7 and it goes to 9.
Yeah, so you can come at 6 and get a bite to eat or whatever, and then music starts at 7.
Nice.
Sounds great.
We were full. Park was full.
And it's very kid-friendly
Yes. And dog.
and dog-friendly, yes.
Didn't see any cats.
Any other member comments? Yes, ma'am?
I just wanted to provide the email address for the email blast that we're trying to hopefully encourage everyone to participate in. So it's https:// martin.fl.us/contact, that's CONTACT, dash, your, YOUR, dash, representatives. Again, that's www.martin.fl.us/contact dash your dash representatives. Pass it on, please. That's it. So in the subject line, I would put Port Salerno/New Monrovia sewer project. And I did mention the importance of it connected to our water quality in the area.
Basically, go tell all of our friends to email this, please.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Any other member comments? Nope. Staff comments? Nope. Let's adjourn.